Hey guys, today I want to talk about my arena progression, especially in the normal arena, the AI one. I treat this content as PvE in particular because you're not really fighting a real human per se. Like, how can you be so sure that Jeb Wolf or Mistokai is a real human, right? Because when you fight these teams, they are pretty much async echo. They are built by other player, they're controlled by AI, and they're not very smart, which means you can either win by outspeeding or bait it with a strong tanky team. My attack team is very simple, so as you can see right here, I have Valerian for the attack buff. My fastest unit is going to be Kazuyo the Sleep Girl. I sleep the enemy team, and I do damage. Pretty much that how it goes for every single attack, so I don't want to record my attack attempt because it's really boring, right? I just go in, sleep them, and then my Messiah do the second wave of damage, and they all kind of die. And that is pretty much every single attack for me. I rely on outspeeding at the moment to win with Kazuya the Sleep Girl because right now, nobody really farm Aurora Inferno, or nobody really care about putting Bulwark on their defense because everyone is still struggling in PvE. So most of the build, the gear, the shell are towards PvE, so having more damage output, all that good stuff. There's not a lot of trap build or bulwark to really trap you in arena team. So right now is probably the best time to push to the next rank so you can get as much reward as possible. Because this content is, to me personally, very similar to the Ember Track content, which is going to give you a lot of rewards in the shop and it's going to reset rather regularly. So the season is going to reset, the weekly settlement is going to reset every single week, which means you're going to get your hands on a lot of rewards. For example, for Mythic rank, I'm going to get 1200 gem, which is really good, as well as a lot of arena tokens, so I can buy stuff in the next week very, very easily. I will also get all of my rank up reward. I'm not sure if it's going to work for the next season, which means I get another yellow lattice if I push to Mythic. And I don't really care about this one. This one is like for the Giga Whale. You know, the rank 1 guy get 5 more summon that he doesn't really care because he maxed out all his LD dupe. Anyway, it's going to go to the next LD banner. But for most players, I hope you guys get at least 2 diamonds so you can get your hands on a decent amount of rewards. Compared to Mythic, you're still getting 900 gem and a couple thousand arena token to buy stuff in the shop. And also ranking up is going to give you a lot of free stuff as well. But Sean, how do I beat these people? Every defense I click on will probably have a crazy speed unit, and about 90% of them will probably have a Lily in there as well, especially when I'm in Mythic rank. However, I'm still doing okay outspeeding, or sometimes I do get outsped by people, but in the lower rank, a lot of people will have Messiah Lily in their team, but the problem is their Messiah is going to be very slow because they don't have proper gear yet. So the speed gap between Messiah and Lily is big, so it's very hard for the Messiah to cut your fastest unit if you really invest in one unit to have the best speed. So let me show you a sample replay. So this team right here, he planned to have Lily to boost his health kit to buff shield and immunity so that he cannot be controlled by like a control team, for example, which is me. So he buffed health kit, but health kit is so slow compared to my team that even with the Lily boost, he could not get a turn in the first turn. So I managed to sneak in between and provide my own control and start doing damage. So a lot of defense in the lower rank, I'm not saying in the Mythic rank or whatever, you have your Messiah plus 120 speed and he can go very easily. That's not a problem. But in the lower rank, a lot of Lily will outspeed you just by a little bit, but that doesn't mean that you lose the game immediately. I would suggest that you can try to see where you are comfortable with, what kind of speed you're comfortable with, and try to hit Lily defense regardless of you are outspeeding or not, because a lot of Lily will outspeed you. Like I get outspeed sometimes, but they just don't move, and I feel okay attacking them. But Sean, what is your speed on your character? So my Kazuya Reverie is right now plus 178, which is really high. I know. It doesn't look very achievable at all, but I've been asking around for Vulcan opinion and Barcode opinion, which are 2 free-to-play content creators for the game, and their speed is around 150 to 170 as well. So like, this is not like unachievable by any means, because if you look at the gear that I have, this one is 2 roll. The blue color means 2 roll. This one is also 2 roll, but if you're rolling Mythic gear, you get a bit more speed compared to rolling the lower tier. The third piece is a Kenai. So I don't focus too much on building a set outside of Swift, because the one goal I need to do is to outspeed the enemy. So I don't feel bad when I cannot complete any of the proper set here, but if I outspeed, it's going to be okay. So Kenai has 3 roll in speed, but only one speed higher than this one, which means if you double roll into your speed, you're still going to be okay. And then we have another double roll on another swift piece. So another triple roll, but only 10 speed, which means if you go with mythic, it might just be a double roll. And the last one is a triple roll, but I got lucky and the triple roll actually felt like a triple roll. So overall, I'm using double roll gear pretty much in majority of my pieces, except for this one piece to get the best speed possible. And if you look at my box, I think she is my best speed contest unit in the entire box. Most people will go for Lily or Mio, which are really good. I can also build Marvel. I think Marvel is also very fast, but I don't plan to do that because I invest into my Kazuyo for Doki Doki, so she's a very reliable PvE unit that can also be transitioned into PvP, and I can use her to fight the Lilies out there because Lily have very high base speed, but my Kazuyo also can have very high base speed together with the skill up in the first skill. If you don't do this, your speed is going to be very, very slow, unfortunately. And another source of speed, or the biggest source of speed, is going to be having a very good shell. So having a good shell gives you 40 speed. So this is pure farming, right? You cannot run away from farming shell, and this is going to take a long time. So my shell is 40 speed because it's a triple bonus inferno level shell, and I roll a 20 speed in the substat. How many 20 speed do I have? Not a whole lot. This might be the only one. If I go around to my other shell, they're all like purple. And oh, we have another 19. So it is achievable, but most of the time you see like 13. I'm not sure if getting double roll on your gear is easier or getting the 20 speed in your shell is easier. But for the majority of the time, whenever I'm stuck at something, I am always farming shell. So that is what I've been doing for the longest time in the game. And that is what I will be doing in the future as well, because I need to roll so many shell. I need to build so many new shell for my other team. So farming shell is a never ending quest. So if you take away the shell out of my Kazuyo, the speed will drop dramatically. So if I unload the shell right here, I will go down almost 100 speed on my Kazuyo just from losing the shell, because losing the shell means I lose the set bonuses, means that I lose all the bonus from the shell. So shell is so important for building a character with good speed. Another way for me to get further speed from this is to equip a new shell that I farm, and that is the one with either Swift Rush or Swift Raid. So I have a White Fang here with Swift Rush and Swift Raid. I just need to roll this White Fang to get 20 speed in the passive and get a Swift Raid piece that also have speed on it, and I can easily achieve 320 speed build, that kind of thing. Or I can also go with a Swift Rush and Swift Smite, which I have one Alicorn that I'm trying to build up, and I do have another Jackal Guard that have a purple speed on it, but you really want to get like yellow or red to really matter. So those are the angle I can look at to further boost my best set. But to further boost my speed, I got to replace one of the gear on the right with either Swift Smite, which I have one right now with 6 speed, which I'm very happy, or I have to go with Swift Raid, which I have 3 right now and they're all pretty bad, so I don't plan to use any of that. But the Swift Smite do have potential. They can go pretty crazy. I'm going to try right now. Oh my god. The moment I can roll the Jackal Guard to be better, I think this is going to give me another 15 speed on my gear. And my Kazuyo right now is 302. It's going to go to like 317 or something like that with the new shell. But that's pretty exciting. Wait, can I try though? I've now completed Swift and Swift Might, and my build went up 2 speed. So if I can re-roll the Jackal Guard to be red, that is another 11 to 10 more speed. And if I can get a triple bonus Swift on the left side to be 10 speed, so double roll value, and that's going to go for another 5 to 10 more speed, potentially. So I'm very excited to get a bit more speed out of my unit, and that's going to help me push in the arena. But Sean, how the fuck do you get good speed gear? Personally, I've reached a point where I don't use any gear with 2 substat anymore. It is too expensive to upgrade anything that has 2 substat roll. So if you go and select your gear by 3 sub attribute, then I think you can start working on them. And to be honest, because the game is so expensive, I might just sell everything with 3 substat that doesn't have a speed substat on it. And if it's not like super duper good, like crit rate, crit damage attack, or HP defense percent with accuracy, like the kind of synergy that you really want in your gear, then that might be sold as well. So I really only want to upgrade gear with 4 substat with speed on it. And here is where you can really try to get at least 2 roll into your speed the best way possible, because this is the kind of pieces that give you the most chances to roll into speed. Even gear with like 2 substat with speed in it, you still have to spend 2 of your earlier roll into unlocking the substat, which is garbage most of the time, by the way. And then you now start going at the 25% at the speed substat. And the speed check after you unlock your first 2 substat is going to be very expensive, because the first 6 level is already very expensive. The moment you hit level 9 to get your first speed check is giga expensive. So anything with like speed in 2 substat gear is pretty garbage at the moment. I really need to do a thorough check on my gear and start selling even more. I've been selling a whole lot. I think I was at like 2,000 piece of module the other day. Now we are at sub 1,000, and we still have to sell way more than that as well. All right, guys, that's my arena progression, which is like inferno level arena pretty much. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.